At the beginning of the drama, we are shown a gangster group whose head is Tai Pyong. He has a son whose name is Ji Hwan. Here, we also see Tai Pyong's right-hand man, Yang. Then we see that Yang is also running his own gang. A fight breaks out between Yang's gang and Ji Hwan's gang. Ji Hwan overpowers Yang, and Yang is unable to do anything. Sometime later, we see that a reformed Ji Hwan has opened his own company. His organization helps the government in catching other criminal gangs, and at the same time, he also gives jobs in his company to criminals who have served their sentences in jail so that they do not return to the path of crime. Then Ji Hwan's men go to a place. There, they find many dead bodies. They call Ji Hwan and say, "There are many dead bodies here, but Yoon Tak is not among them." On the other side, Yoon's friend Miho calls her and asks her to come to a place. When Yoon arrives there, she sees that it is a club. Seeing this, she refuses to come inside and says, "I haven't even changed my dress yet." Saying this, she cuts the call. When Miho comes outside to see her, Yoon is already there. She says to Miho, "What did you think? That I wouldn't come inside?" Miho asks, "How did the guard let you in?" To which Eun explains, "I wore a coat over my clothes." Then she goes inside the club. Ji Hwan also goes to the same club and is thinking, Yoon Tak has started using drugs again. That's why he comes there to see him. Just then, he sees a waiter. Then Yoon is coming out of the washroom when she bumps into a man and is about to fall, but Ji Hwan comes and saves her. Just then, some candies fall from Yoon's side, and she starts picking them up. Ji Hwan also picks up a packet of candy and gives it to her. Then, Ji Hwan orders a bottle. Just then, Yang arrives there and says, "Why have you come here?" Ji Hwan says, "I have only come here to drink." Just then, the waiter brings his bottle. Yang takes the bottle from him. So, Ji Hwan takes the bottle from Yang and says, "It seems there is something in this bottle." Actually, Ji Hwan had already seen the waiter mixing drugs in the bottle. Then Yang takes the bottle from Ji Hwan and says, "You should leave from here." Then Ji Hwan shows him a photo and says, "I am looking for this man. Have you seen him?" Yang says, "I haven't seen him." Then Yang gives that bottle to the waiter. When the waiter is taking that bottle, it accidentally falls from his hand and breaks. Yang gets angry about this and starts slapping him. Ji Hwan grabs his hand and says, "He works with you. You can't hit him like this." Everyone there is also watching all this. Yoon wants to go in between and stop them. Miho doesn't let her do that and is taking her away from there. Yoon tries to go forward. During the struggle, Miho loses her grip on the coat, revealing Yoon's police uniform underneath. Yoon comes to Ji Hwan and puts handcuffs on him. Ji Hwan says, "I haven't done anything." But she doesn't listen to anything he says. Just then, Ji Hwan's eyes fall on her shoes. Seeing the shoes, Ji Hwan understands. She is not a real police officer. Ji Hwan says, "Are you really a police officer?" Yoon says, "Yes." Ji Hwan says, "If you are really a police officer, then show your ID." Yoon says, "I forgot my ID in the car." Their conversation is ongoing. Just then, the real police arrive there and take Ji Hwan, leading him outside. Yoon is watching all this from above. Coming outside, Ji Hwan says, "I haven't done anything." Then the police officers look at his handcuffs and say, "These are fake." Then they release Ji Hwan. Seeing this, Yoon runs away from there. The next morning, we see Yoon in a costume. Here we find out that Yoon has a YouTube channel named Mini Sister. Yoon makes videos for kids on this YouTube channel, and at the same time, she also works at a company called Maken. Then, when Yoon is in the office, her boss says to her, "Why did you set the price of this toy so low?" Yoon says, "Because this toy is for children, and children can't pay so much money." The boss says, "If you keep doing this, I will fire you from the job." Saying this, he sends her away. On the other side, Ji Hwan is with his men. His manager, Lee, tells him, "Drugs are sold in that club and these drugs are sold through candy." He also shows him a photo. Ji Hwan remembers, "The girl who bumped into me had this candy." The next day, Yoon is doing her work when she gets a call from Miho. Miho asks her, "What are you doing?" Yoon says, "I am working." Miho says, "You are always working." Then Yoon looks towards a restaurant and cuts Miho's call. Just then, Ji Hwan comes out of that restaurant. Yoon sees him and hides. Ji Hwan comes out of the restaurant and asks a child for money, and the child gives him the money. Seeing this, Yoon thinks, what a despicable person he is taking money from children. Then she slaps Ji Hwan on the head and runs away from there. Ji Hwan asks the child, and the child points towards Yoon and says, "She slapped me." Then Ji Hwan goes inside and says to the restaurant owner, "You should keep your money safe. That child was running away with your money." Then Ji Hwan gives all the money to the owner and leaves from there. Then Yoon is distributing pamphlets at a place when Ji Hwan arrives there. At the same time, a man also comes there, removes the mask from Yoon's head, and says, "This is a bottle of liquor. I want to hug it." As the mask comes off, Ji Hwan sees her and remembers she is the same girl who had that candy. Seeing Ji Hwan, Yoon runs away from there, so Ji Hwan runs after her. Then at one point, Yoon thinks that Ji Hwan has been left behind, so she starts walking calmly. But just then, Ji-hwan comes from the front and they both collide, causing Eun to fall down, and she is unable to get up. So Ji-hwan gives her his hand and helps her up, saying, "You sell drugs, don't you?" Yoon says, "No, I don't do anything like that." Ji-hwan says, "Then where did you get those drug-filled candies?" Yoon says, "Those were normal candies and I can prove it." Then she takes him to a shop. Yoon's bag is lying at that shop. She takes out a candy from her bag and starts eating it. Ji-hwan stops her, but she still puts the candies in her mouth. Ji-hwan hits her from behind and gets the candies out of her mouth, but one candy gets stuck in her throat. Ji-hwan brings water from inside. Just then, Yoon sneezes, and that candy comes out of her mouth and goes into Ji-hwan's throat. On the other side, Yang is happy looking at his drug-filled candies. Here, Ji-hwan takes Yoon to the hospital and gets tests done to see if there were drugs in the candy or not. All their results come back negative. Yoon says, "See, I told you, I have nothing to do with drugs." Hearing this, Ji-hwan says, "Know one thing about me. A man who can kill people can also kill a girl. Therefore, from today onwards, stay 50 meters away from me." Yoon says, "Why should I stay away?" Hearing this, Ji-hwan shouts at her, and she immediately runs away from there. Then, coming home, Yoon tells Miho this whole story. Miho says, "Why did you go near that restaurant?" Yoon says, "Because that restaurant's name was Hyeon Yu." Then we are shown a flashback where Yoon has been searching for Hyeon Yu since childhood. She meets many people named Hyeon Yu, but they are not the Hyeon Yu she is looking for. The flashback ends, and Yoon says, "It's been 23 years, but I still haven't found Hyeon Yu." Then we see a lawyer named Hyeon Yu who is in court asking a man about a case, and the man tells him, "I was ruined because of Ji-hwan." On the other side, Ji-hwan's men say, "We shouldn't have trusted Yoon-tak to reform. He has started taking drugs again and we don't know where he is." To this, Ji-hwan says, "I know that reforming is very difficult, but I will still give him one more chance, and I will try to reform him again. Just like you all have reformed, I am sure one day he will also reform." In the next scene, we see Yeon-yu, who is remembering the man's words, "I was ruined because of Ji-hwan." Actually, when that man came out of jail with his companions started working with Ji-hwan. Because of that, he was left alone. Meanwhile, Yoon's boss gives everyone work, and he gives Yoon the job of promoting a milk brand at a festival. Here, Ji-hwan's men also give him a packet of sauce and say, "We can go to the festival and feed this sauce to the children." Ji-hwan agrees to this. Then the day of the festival arrives where Yoon is promoting that milk packet. Ji-hwan's men have also set up a sauce stall there, but no one takes that sauce from them. After a while, a child's ball comes there, so that child comes to get the ball. Then Ji-hwan's team member, Ji-so, asks him to eat the sauce. Just then, the child's dad comes there and says, "You people are criminals, who knows what you have mixed in this?" Hearing this, Ji-so shows him by eating the sauce and says, "We haven't mixed anything in it." But that man still doesn't believe him and starts scolding him. On the other side, Ji-hwan meets a man and asks him to advertise his sauce. But that man refuses them and says, "If I work with you people will say negative things about me, so I can't do this." Ji-hwan says, "It's okay." Here, a fight starts between Ji-so and that man. Just then, Yoon tries to stop the fight in her own style. She says, "You people should think that there are children here too, and because of you people, they're getting a bad impression." Hearing this, everyone stops. Just then, Ji-hwan arrives there and asks about it, so Ji-so tells him everything. Hearing this, Ji-hwan scolds him and says, "You all have reformed now, and good people don't fight like this." After this, he asks them to leave from there. Then, Yoon teaches the children there how to make bread, after which all the children and Yoon start playing with flour. Just then, Ji-hwan passes by and some flour gets on him. After that, Yoon has to go to the washroom, but there is a long line there, so she goes towards a washroom in a building. Here, Ji-hwan is also in the washroom because flour got on his clothes, so he has come to clean it. Yoon is going towards the washroom and she sees flour spilled on the stairs, so she starts cleaning it. Just then, Ji-hwan comes out of the washroom and Yoon's stick accidentally hits his chest. Because of this, Ji-hwan starts to fall, so he grabs Yoon's hand. Just then, Yoon looks at him and remembers that Ji-hwan had told her, "Stay 50 meters away from me," so she lets go of her hand and Ji-hwan falls down the stairs. Just then, his men arrive there, pick him up, and immediately put him in an ambulance and take him to the hospital. In the hospital, Ji-hwan's team members are preparing for his funeral, and they are also setting up his picture. Just then, Ji-hwan opens his eyes and says, "Enough, the drama is over." Then he asks them, "What happened to me?" Then they say, "One of your chest bones is broken." Hearing this, Ji-hwan remembers that Eun hit him. Ji-hwan's team members say, "We think she's with some enemy gang. That's why she attacked him. We will find out about her." Then Ji-hwan sends them away from there. After they leave, Ji-hwan remembers that when they were playing with flour, all the children were calling her mini sister. Remembering this, Ji-hwan searches for mini sister on YouTube. Then he finds out that Yoon has a YouTube channel. Then he starts watching her videos. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu is also watching her video. The next day, Hyun-yu is in his office. Just then, a member of his team comes to him, whose name is Cheol. He tells him, Ji-hwan went to Yang's club. Hearing this, Hyun-yu is shocked and says, Yang and Ji-hwan are enemies of each other. Then why did Ji-hwan go to his club? Meanwhile, Ji-hwan has watched a lot of Yoon's videos, because of which he starts seeing Yoon everywhere. He sees Yoon in bubbles too, so he starts kicking and bursting them. Then he sees Yoon at the door too, so he takes a stick and goes to hit her. But it is really Yoon. Ji-hwan touches her and sees that it is really Yoon. On the other side, Ji-hwan's team members are talking, Yoon must be from Yang's gang. That's why she wants to kill Ji-hwan. Then one of their team members, Donkey, says, No, Yoon is not like what you're thinking. Yoon is a YouTuber and she works for a making company. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Yoon gives Ji-hwan his glasses and then says sorry to him and is about to leave. Just then, her bag falls down, in which there are some weapons like pepper spray, sticks, etc. Seeing this, Ji-hwan asks, What is all this? Yoon says, This is for my safety. Ji-hwan says, Okay. Then she starts to leave from there. Just then, Ji-hwan's team members come to the door. Seeing them there, Ji-hwan gets scared and starts hiding Yoon, but he doesn't find any place, so he lays her down on the bed and puts a sheet over her, and he himself lies down next to her. Then the team members come inside the room and they say, Yoon is a YouTuber and she works for a making company, and at the same time she also works for Yang. She has hit you. We will not spare her. Saying this, they leave. After they leave, Ji-hwan and Eun look at each other, and then Eun leaves from there. Then she meets Miho and tells her the whole story. Miho says, Don't worry, nothing will happen to you. You haven't done anything. Then, Yoon watches that video on her mobile, in which Ji-hwan's men and that man were fighting. But that video is a half video in which Ji-hwan's men are beating him, and seeing this, everyone is calling Ji-hwan's men bad. Seeing this, Yoon immediately goes to the office and says to the boss, Why did you upload this video on my YouTube channel without my permission? And that too, a half video. The boss says, Don't you worry, you won't have any problem with this. On the contrary, everyone is calling them bad. Hearing this, Yoon says, Now I am going to have a lot of problems. On the other side, Ji-hwan is also watching this video. He feels very bad seeing this. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu also watches this video. Then some girls from Yoon's office are talking in the washroom that Yoon has done a very wrong thing. She shouldn't have done this to those people. Yoon says, I didn't do all this. The boss did all this. It's not my fault. Saying this, she leaves from there. That night, Yoon reads the negative comments about Ji-hwan's men. She doesn't feel good at all reading this. The next day, Ji-hwan comes to Yoon's office with his manager Lee and meets the boss. He says to the boss, We have suffered a lot of loss because of your video. If you delete this video and give us a written apology, then we will not do anything further. But if you don't do this, then we will file a case against you. Hearing this, the boss gets scared and agrees to do so. Then, Yoon secretly copies the entire video. At that time, Ji-hwan comes there and sees Yoon. Yoon also sees him, comes to him, and says sorry to him. But Ji-hwan says, If you needed money, you could have asked me. I would have given you more money than this. You didn't need to do all this. Saying all this, he leaves from there. Then, at night, Yoon is going home, and at the same time, she is also reading the negative comments of that video, in which people are calling those people very bad. Then, she is passing by a shop and sees that those shopkeepers have thrown out Ji-hwan's sauces. Yoon asks, Why are you doing this? To which they say, We can't keep their things in our shop. Meanwhile, Lee tells Ji-hwan, Many shopkeepers have returned our things. He says, We had built our image with great difficulty, but because of one video, everything is ruined. The next day, Yoon uploads the full video to YouTube. Ji-hwan's team members watch these videos. Meanwhile, Yoon's cameraman also watches this video, so he threatens Yoon. But Yoon says, I haven't done anything wrong. I have only shown the truth. Meanwhile, Lee comes to Ji-hwan and shows him that video and says, I think Yoon's channel access has been taken away from her. That's why she has uploaded this video on another channel. Hearing this, Ji-hwan remembers how badly he had spoken to her. Then the next day, Yoon comes to the hospital. Seeing her, Ji-hwan hides. Then he thinks, Why am I hiding? Yoon goes to some children in the hospital and gives them a class. The children are very happy to meet her. Then Yoon comes outside Ji-hwan's room and knocks on his door, but Ji-hwan doesn't open the door. so she leaves something outside his room and goes away. Then she goes to a shop and gets a drink for herself. After that, she goes to the bus stop and is drinking. Just then, she sees someone's feet. Then she sees Ji-hwan's face there. She asks him, "What are you doing here?" Ji-hwan says, "I came out for a drink." Yoon says, sorry to him, saying, "You had so much trouble because of me." Ji-hwan says, "No, what's your fault in this? You haven't done anything." Then she starts to leave, so Ji-hwan watches her from behind. After that, when Ji-hwan is leaving, Yoon turns around and looks at him. The next day, Yoon is going to the office. She is waiting for the signal to turn red on one side of the road. Just then, Yeon-yu is standing opposite her. He recognizes her upon seeing her, but Yoon is unable to recognize him. Then, when she is crossing the road, her eyes fall on the news playing on the TV. So she quickly gets into a taxi and leaves from there. After she leaves, Hyun-yu watches the news and finds out that because of the milk that Yoon promoted, children are getting sick. On the other side, Ji-hwan is discharged from the hospital. Just then, he sees Yoon, who is getting out of a taxi in a hurry and going inside the hospital. Actually, she had given a child 2 packets of milk. When she goes inside and looks, that child has not used that milk. Seeing him fine, Yoon feels relieved. Then she comes outside and sees that a child is being taken out of an ambulance and brought inside. She also goes inside to see that child. There, a lady recognizes her and starts scolding her, saying, "All of this has happened because of you." Then everyone else also starts scolding her, saying, "We trusted you, and because of you our children have gotten sick." Then a man throws the same milk packet at her, but Ji-hwan comes in between and saves her. Ji-hwan asks Yoon to count to 10. When she counts, Ji-hwan picks her up and says to those people, "If you want to blame someone, blame the company. She hasn't done anything. Why are you blaming her?" Saying this, he takes Yoon outside. Coming outside, Yoon says to Ji-hwan, "You shouldn't have brought me out by picking me up like this. I should have faced them." Ji-hwan says, "It's not your fault, so you shouldn't blame yourself." Then Yoon's foot is injured, so Ji-hwan takes her in his car to drop her off. On the way, he gives her medicine and says, "It's not your fault, now forget about this." Upon reaching home when everyone gets out of the car, Miho sees Lee. She likes Lee at first sight. Then Lee gives his card to Yoon and says, "If you have any problem, call me." Seeing this, Ji-hwan doesn't feel good. He looks at his coat and says, "This has gotten very dirty." Yoon also hears this and says, "Give this coat to me, I will clean it and give it back." Then, at night, Yoon is watching the same news on TV and is sad watching the news. Just then, Miho comes there and turns off the TV. Then she asks Yoon about the medicine brought by Ji-hwan. Miho says, "Have you two become friends that he has brought you so many medicines?" Yoon says, "I have a small injury on my foot, but he has brought too many medicines." Then Yoon tells Miho that when she was 7 years old, she was all alone. There was no one with her. Here we are, shown a flashback, where Yoon is sitting sadly outside her house. Actually, her dad had run away after taking money from people, because of which people often used to come and harass her mom. Because of this, Yoon was very sad. Then Hyun-yu comes into her life and befriends her. He brings many things he has made for her, which makes her very happy. Then the flashback ends. Yoon tells Miho, "I also want to make children happy like Hyun-yu. That's why I joined this job." The next day, Yoon goes to the hospital, where the doctor tells her all the children have recovered and gone home. Only one child's condition is a little bad. She meets that child's mom and says sorry to her, to which the child's mom says, "Ji-hwan was right. It's not your fault. The fault lies with the company that made this milk." Meanwhile, there is a bit of a commotion in Yoon's office because they are getting calls from people who are asking them about this. Then the owner of that company comes to their office and tells Yoon, "Take all the blame on yourself." Yoon agrees to this, takes all the blame on herself, takes a break for a few days, and leaves from there. Just then, she meets Kang near the elevator. Kang, to tease her, says, "What will you do now? Now you don't even have a job. So do one thing. Come to my house and clean my house." Then Kang asks Yoon about Ji-hwan. "How do you know him? The people who work with him are all criminals." Yoon says, "I've only met him 4 or 5 times. I don't know more about him than this." Then Yoon is going away sadly, when she gets a call from Hyun-yu's assistant who asks her, "Can you be a witness for the incident at the club?" But Yoon cuts the call. Then Hyun-yu himself calls her and asks her to be a witness. But Yoon says, "I can't be anything right now." Hyun-yu says, "Why? What's the problem?" So Yoon tells him, "I don't have a job, and I am very worried right now." Hyun-yu says, "Don't you worry. Everything will be fine." Hearing this, Yoon asks, "Are you really a lawyer?" Hyun-yu says, "Yes, I am a real lawyer." Meanwhile, Kang comes to meet Ji-hwan. Ji-hwan asks, "Who are you?" "I don't know you." So Kang says, "Some time ago, my dad had taken money from people because of which people were harassing me. Then you gave them the money. I want to return that money." Ji-hwan says, "A member of my office handles this work. You go and meet him and return this money to him." Saying this, he leaves from there. Kang keeps calling him from behind, but Ji-hwan doesn't listen to anything she says and leaves from there. Meanwhile, Yoon is under a lot of stress. She thinks about what she will do now. Then she remembers Kang's offer, so she thinks of texting her. Here, Ji-hwan goes to meet Yang and shows him the same drug-filled candy and says, "I know Yoon-tak is with you. Give him back to me." Hearing this, Yang says, "He is not with me." In the next scene, Cheol tells Hyun-yu, Ji-hwan is looking for Yoon-tak, and it seems that Yoon-tak is also involved in this drug case. Then he gives him photos of some people and says, these people are also connected to this case. Here, Yoon wears Ji-hwan's jacket and says, his shoulders are so long, his hands are so long. Just then, she gets a message from Kang, and she calls her to work at her house the next day. Then Ji-hwan searches for the mini sister video on his phone. When he doesn't find any video, he gets worried. The next day, Yoon goes to Kang's house to work. Her house is very big, so Yoon has to do a lot of work. Meanwhile, Ji-hwan is in his room when Lee comes to him and asks, "Do you need anything?" Ji-hwan says, "I need my coat. Without it, I can't even go outside. And I'm also feeling cold." Hearing this, Lee looks at the cupboard where many coats are hanging. In the next scene, Lee goes to Miho's shop to get his hair cut. Then, Miho gets a call from Yoon, and she tells her, "I have come to work at Kang's house." Hearing this, Miho says to her, "What was the need for you to go and work at her house?" Lee also hears all this. Then, he messages Ji-hwan and says, "Reach this location. You will get your coat." Here, Yoon has finished cleaning and is leaving when Kang comes there with her friends and starts insulting her. But Yoon ignores them and goes outside. Just then, Ji-hwan also comes there, but seeing Kang coming out, he hides. Kang comes out and gives money to Yoon. Yoon says, "This is too much money." Kang says, "You don't have a job, so you will need this money. You keep it." Then Yoon starts to leave, so Ji-hwan comes forward to stop her. Then Kang grabs his hand and says, "How did you know the address here? You came here to meet me, right?" Yoon also sees all this and leaves from there. After that, Yoon goes to a restaurant, sits down, and orders a drink for herself. Then Ji-hwan also comes there. Yoon asks him, "Do you like Kang?" Ji-hwan says, "No, I don't like her at all." Then Yoon asks him, "Do you watch YouTube videos?" Ji-hwan says, "Yes, I used to watch one channel, but now it is not active either." After this, they both start drinking. On the other side, Hyun-yu is doing his work. Then he remembers that when he went on his first date, that girl had rejected him because he is a lawyer and his earning is low. After being rejected by that girl, when Hyun-yu comes out, it is raining heavily outside. Then Yoon comes to him and gives him her umbrella. Seeing this, Hyun-yu is impressed by her. Then the flashback ends and Hyun-yu says, "Yoon, I will meet you tomorrow." Meanwhile, Yoon and Ji-hwan drink a lot, after which Yoon imagines that Ji-hwan will pick her up and take her home. But in reality, the opposite happens. Here, Ji-hwan himself gets more drunk. Yoon calls a taxi. When she turns back, she sees Ji-hwan has disappeared from there. He is swinging on a swing. Yoon comes to him, and she also swings on the swing. After that, they both swing on another swing. Then, coming to one swing, Yoon remembers that she used to swing like this with Hyun-yu in her childhood. After this, they come to another swing, where Ji-hwan says, "Don't stop making videos." Yoon says, "I am not good at anything." Ji-hwan says, "No, you are good at everything. Your videos are very good." Then, they both lie down on the ground. Yoon asks, "Did you used to watch all my videos?" Ji-hwan says, "Yes." Then Yoon gets up and sits and says, "I don't want to make any more videos now." Ji-hwan says, "You make videos, I want to watch your videos." Hearing this, Yoon starts blushing and then gets up and starts to leave, but her foot gets stuck and she falls on top of Ji-hwan. Ji-hwan says, "You are heavier than you look." Hearing this, Yoon gets up, and then she sees that Lee is calling on Ji-hwan's phone. She picks up the call and says to Lee, "Ji-hwan has drunk a lot, so you come and take him from here." In the next scene, Lee comes there and takes Ji-hwan away from there. When Ji-hwan is going with him, he says to Lee, "Today I spent a very good time." The next day, Ji-hwan is telling himself why he drank so much last night. On the other side, Yoon goes to meet Hyun-yu. After meeting Hyun-yu, Yoon feels that this is the childhood Hyun-yu. So she starts asking him questions like, "Where are you from? What is your age?" Hearing this, Hyun-yu says, "I am the lawyer here, so I will ask the questions." Then he asks her about the incident at the club, so Yoon tells him everything. Hyun-yu asks, "You are taking his name so easily?" Yoon says, "Yes, because now we have become friends." Meanwhile, Ji-hwan's team members have a meeting, where his team members say, "We should hire Kang for the promotion of our product." Ji-hwan is not paying any attention in the meeting. He is only thinking about Yoon, and he is also seeing Yoon. Then the meeting ends, but Ji-hwan has not heard a single thing that happened in the meeting. Then Ji-hwan gets a message from Yoon asking, "Can I come to return your jacket?" Ji-hwan replies, "You can come." Replying this, he starts shouting and feels regret. Here, when Yoon comes out of Hyun-yu's office, a biker splashes water which is about to fall on Yoon. Just then, Hyun-yu comes with an umbrella and saves her. Seeing the umbrella, Yoon remembers that he is the one to whom she had given an umbrella that day. Yoon says, "You are the one who was rejected by that girl that day, and then I gave you the umbrella. That's why I felt that I have seen you before." Then she's about to ask Hyun-yu about his childhood when Hyun-yu gets a call from Sheol, and he leaves from there. Then Yoon is going towards home when she gets a call from Ji-hwan. Talking to him, she reaches near the house and sees that her belongings are being taken out. She asks, "Why have you taken out my belongings?" Ji-hwan also hears this from Yoon on the phone. Then Yoon immediately goes to the office and says to the boss, "How can you do this to me?" The boss says, "Your contract is ended, and now you can't live in this house anymore." On the other side, Lee tells Ji-hwan, Yoon's contract has ended, so her boss has kicked her out of both her job and house. Ji-hwan asks, "Does Yoon have any relatives here?" Lee says, "No, she has no one here." Then Yoon is sitting alone outside the house with her belongings, and she doesn't know what to do. So she calls Miho. Miho tells her, "Today is my dad's birthday, so I have gone to my home." After that, Yoon doesn't know what to do. So she decides to go to her hometown and leaves for there. When Yoon reaches there, she starts remembering her old conversations with Hyun-yu. Then she meets Ji-hwan there. He asks, "What are you doing here?" Yoon says, "I am on vacation." Then Ji-hwan says, "You have brought back my coat, so I have to see if all the stains have disappeared from it or not. So now you come with me to my house." So Yoon goes with him to his house. Then she goes to the washroom there and reads the children's comments on her YouTube channel, who write, "We miss you a lot. Come back soon." Reading the children's comments, Yoon gets very emotional and starts crying. After this, Yoon cleans her face, comes out, and says to Ji-hwan, "I am leaving." Ji-hwan says, "We are 5 or 6 people living here, so you can share a room here." Yoon asks, "Are you married?" Ji-hwan says no, so Yoon says, "Then I should go." Ji-hwan asks her, "Do you want to eat noodles?" So Yoon agrees. Then Ji-hwan makes noodles for her. When he makes the noodles and brings them out, Yoon has fallen asleep while waiting for the noodles. Seeing this, Ji-hwan puts a blanket over her. On the other side, Hyun-yu is in his office, and Cheol has taken his umbrella. When he comes back, Hyun-yu gets angry with him and forbids him from touching the umbrella again. The next morning, all the team members are preparing breakfast. Then Yoon comes there. Seeing her, everyone thinks she has come to attack again. Just then, Ji-hwan comes there and says to them, "She is my guest." Then they have breakfast together. After that, Yoon goes to everyone and asks, "Do you all need my help?" But no one takes help from her because no one was happy with her. Here, Ji-hwan says to Lee, "Today we have to go and meet Yoon-tak's granddaughter. Maybe we will get some information about Yoon-tak from her." Lee says, "But how will you handle her?" Hearing this, Ji-hwan remembers that he had tried to talk to a little girl before, but instead of making her laugh, he had made her cry. Lee says, "You can't talk to children. We should hire someone else for this job who can talk to children properly." Just then, Yoon comes there and says, "Do you people need any help?" Seeing her, they get an idea and they ask Yoon for this job. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu gets a call from someone, and he gets worried hearing it. Here, Lee deliberately does not go with Ji-hwan to meet Yoon-tak's granddaughter. He sends Ji-hwan and Yoon alone. On the way, Ji-hwan tells Yoon about the drug-filled candy and says, "I suspected you because of this." Yoon says, "It's okay." Then Ji-hwan tells Yoon about Yoon-tak. Yoon-tak used to be my employee, but now he has gone back to the path of drugs and started selling drugs. I want to bring him back to me. Hearing this, Yoon understands the whole situation. Here, Kang signs a contract with Donkey that she will promote their sauce in the media. Meanwhile, Ji-hwan and Yoon reach Yoon-tak's house, but Yoon-tak's granddaughter does not let them go inside the house. Then Yoon talks to her, so she agrees to send Ji-hwan inside. Ji-hwan goes inside and looks, but Yoon-tak is not there. Then he comes outside and sees that Yoon is playing with that little girl. Then Hyun-yu comes there, and Ji-hwan is shocked to see him. Then Hyun-yu asks Yoon, "What are you doing here?" Yoon says, "I have come here with Ji-hwan to find one of his employees." Hyun-yu says, "You shouldn't have come here. It could have been dangerous here." Ji-hwan knows this. Hearing this, Ji-hwan says, "If you think she is in danger here, then take her with you." Saying this, he leaves. Yoon also starts to go after him, but Hyun-yu stops her and takes her with him. Then when Hyun-yu is bringing Yoon, on the way he asks her, "Did Ji-hwan force you to come?" Yoon says, "No, I came of my own free will." Then Yoon asks Hyun-yu, "Why do you hate Ji-hwan so much?" Hyun-yu says, "Because he is a gangster. Being with him can be dangerous for you. You should stay away from him." Yoon says, "He is a very good person, and he cannot harm anyone." Then Yoon's house comes, so Yoon is going towards her house. Then Hyun-yu says to her, "You should not lose your confidence. You should start making videos again." After that, he asks Yoon, "You were going to ask me something that day?" Yoon says, "Not now, I will ask some other time." Then when Hyun-yu is going back, he remembers that when he was young, he had seen a lady lying on the ground, and near her was Ji-hwan with blood on his face. Because of this, Hyun-yu had started hating Ji-hwan. Then Yoon comes back home and tells Ji-hwan, Hyunwoo has made me a witness in the club case. Hearing this, Ji-hwan says to her, you were going on a trip, right? So go. Then Yoon takes her luggage and goes to a sauna. Then she meets Donkey there. Donkey is going there when he bumps into a man and his phone falls down. Donkey starts to pick up the phone, then that man comes with his men to beat him and says, you are Ji-hwan's man, right? Then he calls Ji-hwan. So Yoon comes there and starts shouting. Because of this, Ji-hwan immediately comes there and seeing him, those people run away from there. Then Donkey gives Ji-hwan the contract that he had made with Kang. Then Ji-hwan and Yoon come out and Ji-hwan says to Yoon, you were going on a trip, then what are you doing here? So Yoon says, I just came here like that. Hearing this, Ji-hwan understands that she has no place to stay. So he asks her, why don't you stay at my house? Yoon says, how much rent will you charge? Ji-hwan says, you don't need to pay rent. Yoon says, then I will do all the work of your house. Ji-hwan says, you don't need to do all this either. Yoon says, then I will not stay like this. So Ji-hwan says, okay, if you want to do something, then teach these people to read and write. Yoon says, okay. Then Ji-hwan takes her to his house and introduces her to all his team members and says to them, this is Yoon. She will stay with us from today until she finds another house. After this, Ji-hwan tells everyone, Yoon will teach you all. Hearing this, his team members refuse, so Ji-hwan scolds them, and they agree to study. The next day, Yoon is teaching those people when she gets a call from Miho, so she tells her, now I am staying at Ji-hwan's house. Hearing this, Miho is surprised and says, how can you trust them so quickly? Yoon says, no, it's not like that. I used to live here in my childhood and the people here are very good. Then she tells her, in a little while Lee will come there to get my luggage, so you give him my luggage. Just then, Lee comes there. So Miho packs all of Yoon's luggage and gives it to Lee. Then at night, Yoon comes out of her room and she hears Ji-hwan and his men talking, where his team members were saying, Donkey did a very good thing by making a contract with Kang. She will promote our product, so our product sales will increase and we will become #1. Ji-hwan says, we don't have to become #1. We just have to keep doing good work. Saying this, he leaves from there. Then Yoon is standing on the balcony of her room. Then Ji-hwan comes to the balcony of his room. Seeing him, Yoon asks him, what are you doing here? Ji-hwan says, the next room is mine, so I came here. Yoon says, you are a very good person who helps friends, gives others a chance to live life again, yet I don't know why people misunderstand you. Ji-hwan says, yes, but what can be done now? Then some insect is crawling on Yoon's face, so Ji-hwan removes it with his hand. Seeing this, Yoon freezes and thinks, why did my heartbeat get so fast when he touched me? After this, Yoon is looking for something in the garden. Then Ji-hwan comes there, sees her, and asks, what are you doing here? Yoon says, nothing, I just came for a walk. Then Ji-hwan asks her, why did you come here in the rain that day? Yoon says, because I used to live here in my childhood. Then a flashback is shown where Yoon and Hyunwoo used to play together in this garden. The next day, Yoon is getting ready and going somewhere, so Ji-hwan says to her, today we have arranged a welcome party for you, so you come early at night. Yoon says, okay. Then Ji-hwan meets Kang and says to her, the contract Donkey made with you, he made it without asking me, so I want to break that contract. To this, Kang says, but now you can't break that contract. And if you break that contract, I will file a case against Donkey. Ji-hwan says, I am worried about my employee, so I will not break the contract. Here, Yoon has come to a restaurant to meet Hyunwoo. After a while, Hyunwoo comes there and plays a game with her. When he plays the game like this, Yoon is reminded of the childhood Hyunwoo, that he also used to play games with me in this way. Then Hyunwoo says, you wanted to ask me something. Ask. Yoon says, I am looking for a childhood friend of mine. Hyunwoo asks, why are you looking for him? Yoon says, I am looking for him because at that time I couldn't even say goodbye to him properly. That's why I want to meet him and say goodbye to him properly. Then at night, everyone gives Yoon a welcome party, where Yoon tells everyone about herself. My name is Yoon, and I used to make YouTube videos before, but now I don't, and when someone shouts at me, I get scared. Hearing this, Ji-hwan remembers how when he shouted at her that day, she got scared and ran away from there. After this, everyone plays a drinking game, where Yoon drinks a lot and goes outside and sits. Ji-hwan goes to her, so Yoon asks him to play the game, but Ji-hwan says, no, it's very cold outside, you go inside. Just then, Yoon comes to him and says, your eyes are so beautiful. Saying this, she kisses him. The next morning, Yoon wakes up and remembers what she did last night. She thinks, everyone drank last night, only Ji-hwan didn't drink and he must remember everything. Thinking this, she feels very embarrassed. On the other side, Ji-hwan is also thinking the same thing. Then they both come out of the room at the same time, and seeing him, Yoon reacts as if she doesn't remember anything that happened after drinking last night. Yoon says, I don't remember anything from last night. Hearing this, Ji-hwan thinks, She kissed me after drinking last night, and now she doesn't even remember anything. Then Ji-hwan says, it's okay. At the same time, he also says, don't drink like this with anyone again. Yoon says, okay. Then she goes to her room. After that, Yoon is searching for the time capsule in the garden. Just then, she gets a call from Hyun-yu. He asks, what are you doing? Yoon says, I am looking for a time capsule. Then she asks Hyun-yu, did you hide any time capsule in your childhood? Hyun-yu says, yes. Yoon asks, where did you keep it? Hyun-yu says, don't ask me too many questions and come to meet me. Yoon says, okay. Meanwhile, Kang is promoting the sauce made by Ji-hwan in the media. Just then, the media people ask her to show them by eating it. Kang has an allergy to it, so she doesn't eat it. So, on the insistence of Ji-hwan's employee, she eats a little, after which her health deteriorates. So Ji-hwan takes her to the side. On the other side, Yang goes to meet Tae-pyong. Tae-pyong says to him, you are not running the restaurant business properly. You have to run it properly. Yang says, okay. Here, Yoon is trying to teach everyone, but they didn't know anything. They didn't even know simple plus-minus questions. Seeing this, Yoon finds it very strange. Then she gives them simple homework and says that you people have to write your introduction. Just then, one of them asks, if you had to introduce Ji-hwan in simple words, how would you do it? Yoon says, I would call him a shoulder thug. Ji-hwan also hears this standing behind. Then after everyone leaves, she meets Ji-hwan and asks him how his conference was. Ji-hwan says, it was good. Then he keeps saying shoulder thug. So Yoon says, if you have a problem with this, then you can search on Google what it means. Then Ji-hwan searches for it on Google and finds out that it is said to a person with long shoulders. On the other side, Lee and Miho go to a restaurant to eat food. There, Lee says, I never skip my food because it is very important for the body's energy. Then they both eat food and are leaving from there when a shopkeeper throws water on them, because of which they both get wet. The next day, Ji-hwan is exercising a lot, so one of his team members forbids him from doing so. He understands that Ji-hwan is doing all this for Eun. Then Ji-hwan is outside when he meets Eun. Seeing her, Ji-hwan puffs out his chest. Yoon also looks at his body. Just then, a team member comes there, and he forbids Yoon from looking at him. After this, they all sit together and have breakfast. After that, Yoon is leaving, so Ji-hwan asks her, where are you going? Yoon says, I am going to meet a friend of mine. After that, Yoon comes to meet Hyun-yu and gets into his car. When Hyun-yu is putting on her seatbelt, Yoon turns her face to the other side due to his proximity. After this, she feels that Ji-hwan is sitting in the back seat, so she is shocked to see this. Here, Miho is at her home and is thinking about last night. That last night, she and Lee had spent the night together. Here, Lee is also thinking about the same thing. Just then, Ji-hwan comes to him and asks him, what are you thinking? Lee says, I am thinking about how to expand my business. Ji-hwan says, you stop thinking about that and find Yoon-tak. Then Hyun-yu takes Yoon to many restaurants calling them special, but all the restaurants are closed. Then Yoon takes him with her to a restaurant and they both eat there. During the meal, Hyun-yu gives some of his food to Yoon. Seeing this, Yoon is reminded of the childhood Hyun-yu, that he also used to do the same in his childhood. Then they both go to meet Yoon-tak's granddaughter, but upon going there, they find out that the granddaughter is missing. Seeing this, they both get worried. Then when they are coming back, Yoon calls and tells Ji-hwan all this. Ji-hwan says, I know where Yoon-tak's granddaughter is. You come home. I will tell you. Hearing this, Yoon gets out of Hyun-yu's car. Hyun-yu asks, this was Ji-hwan's call, right? Yoon says, I will tell you about this later. Saying this, she gets into a taxi and leaves. Then Hyun-yu calls and asks Ji-hwan to meet him and asks him about that girl. Ji-hwan says, what does it have to do with you? You mind your own business. Wherever that girl is, she is safe. Then Hyun-yu tells him to stay away from Yoon and leaves. After that, when Ji-hwan reaches near the house, Yoon also comes there. Yoon asks Ji-hwan about the girl, so Ji-hwan says, I have shifted that girl to another place. She is completely safe. Then he asks Yoon, why didn't you bring Hyun-yu with you here? Are you ashamed to show him this location that you live with me? Saying this, he leaves. Yoon goes outside his room and is about to say something to him but doesn't say anything and goes to her room. The next morning, Yoon comes downstairs and sees that Ji-hwan's team members are taking weapons and going somewhere. Seeing this, Yoon thinks, these people are going to fight. So she also secretly gets into the car to go with them. On the way, they find out that Yoon is with them. They ask Yoon, what are you doing here? Yoon says, I know you people are going to fight. I will not let you do that. You people should not do this. But they do not listen to her and leave. When they reach there, some other gangster-like looking people come out of a factory and say hello to these people. Actually, this factory belongs to Ji-hwan. This is a meat factory, and these people had brought weapons only to cut meat. Here, Yoon understands the whole situation. Then a worker there, thinking Yoon is also a new worker, sends her inside to work. Going inside, Yoon asks the workers there about them, and they tell her, "When we came out of jail, people, considering us criminals, did not give us jobs, but Ji-hwan gave us a chance to start life again." Hearing all this, Yoon is impressed by Ji-hwan. Then she goes to the freezer room. Just then, someone locks her room from behind. This was done by a member of Ji-hwan's team. He comes out and tells everyone about this. "I have locked Yoon in the freezer room and Ji-hwan is also there." He comes out and tells everyone, thinking, now they both will spend some time alone. Meanwhile, we see that Ji-hwan is also in the same room. When he comes in front of Yoon, he asks her, "What are you doing here?" Yoon tells him, "I came here with the team members and I came to this room to get meat, but the room door is stuck." Hearing this, Ji-hwan tries to open the door, but the door does not open. Here, when Ji-hwan's team members find out about this, they quickly go to open the door. Meanwhile, Yoon is feeling very cold, so Ji-hwan takes off his coat and gives it to Yoon. But Yoon is still feeling cold, so Ji-hwan hugs her from behind. Just then, Ji-hwan's team members come there and open the door. So Ji-hwan picks up Yoon and brings her out. After that, Yoon is in the hospital, and Ji-hwan is putting a blanket on her. Just then, Yoon opens her eyes. Ji-hwan asks, "Are you okay?" Yoon says, "I am fine." Then Yoon remembers how Ji-hwan had hugged her there. Then Ji-hwan's team members are standing outside and trying to listen to their conversation. Just then, a nurse comes there and opens the door, because of which they fall down. Then they come inside the room and Ji-hwan scolds them a lot and says, "Do you people know? Anything could have happened because of this act of yours." To this, one of Ji-hwan's team members says, "This is all my fault. The others have not done anything in this." Then he apologizes to Eun and starts crying. So Eun forgives him and also forbids Ji-hwan from scolding them. Then Miho comes to the hospital with Eun's luggage. When she is going in the elevator, Lee also comes there. Both want to say something to each other, but before Miho can say anything, Lee says, "Whatever happened was a mistake." Hearing this, Miho feels bad, but doesn't say anything to him. Then Miho meets Yoon. So Ji-hwan says to Yoon, "I called her here to take care of you." Then, when these people are leaving, they all start talking about Miho. Then Lee takes Miho's side and says to them, "Miho is Yoon's friend, so you people should also respect her." They ask Lee, "What has happened to you?" Lee says, "Nothing." Here, Miho is with Yoon, and they are both talking. Just then, Miho tells Yoon, "You got a call from Hyun-yu on your phone. He was asking about you, so I told him that you are in the hospital." Hearing this, Yoon says, "Those two should not bump into each other." Thinking this, she immediately goes outside. There she meets Hyun-yu. She takes him to the side. Hyun-yu asks, "Where are you taking me?" Yoon says, "I brought you to see the hospital." Hyun-yu says, "I found out from your friend that you are sick. That's why I came to the hospital to see you." Yoon says, "Yes, I was a little sick, but now I am fine." On the other side, Ji-hwan is coming to Yoon's room. He meets Miho. Miho says, "Yoon has gone out. You wait for her in the room." Ji-hwan starts waiting for her in the room. Here, Yoon says goodbye to Hyun-yu, and when she comes to her room, she sees that Ji-hwan has fallen asleep while sitting there. Yoon comes to him and starts touching his face, and at the same time, she is remembering the moments spent with him. Just then, Ji-hwan opens his eyes and asks, "What were you doing?" Yoon says, "Nothing." Ji-hwan says, "I fell asleep here while waiting for you." Then he starts to leave from there. Yoon says, "You were also in the freezer room, so you should also rest a little." Saying this, she makes him lie down on her bed and sits next to him herself. Then she asks him, "Did you have any friend in your childhood?" So Ji-hwan tells her, "In my childhood, I had a friend who always used to play with me." Yoon asks, "Are you still in touch with her?" Ji-hwan says, "No, I don't know where she would be now, but wherever she is, she must be doing something good." The next morning, when Ji-hwan opens his eyes, he sees that he had slept on the bed at night. So he quickly gets up, puts on his shoes and coat, puts a blanket on Yoon, and leaves from there. Here, Miho had also fallen asleep while sitting on a seat outside, because of which her neck gets stiff. Just then, someone starts massaging her from behind. Miho thinks, this is the cleaning lady, but when she looks behind, it is Lee. Seeing him, Miho is surprised. Then when Yoon and Miho are leaving the hospital, Yoon sends Miho with Lee and says to Lee, "You drop her home." Miho refuses, but Yoon forcibly sends her with Lee. In the next scene, Yoon goes to Ji-hwan's office to return his purse. Ji-hwan is talking with Kang there. "You have an allergy to sauce, so we should cancel this contract." But Kang did not want to cancel the contract, so she starts eating the sauce in front of Ji-hwan. Ji-hwan grabs her hand to stop her. Just then, Yoon arrives there and sees them. Then she gives the purse to Lee and leaves from there. On the other side, we see Yoon-tak, who has been caught by someone. Here, Hyun-yu says to his team members, "Give me a list of all the people named Hyun-yu." Meanwhile, Lee gives Ji-hwan his purse and says, "Yoon came here to give this purse." Ji-hwan says, "If she came here to give the purse, then why didn't she come inside?" Lee says, "She saw you holding Kang's hand. That's why she left from outside." After this, Yoon goes home and is digging in the garden to find her time capsule, but she doesn't find it. Then she is inside the house when Ji-hwan also comes home. He asks Yoon, "Have you eaten?" Yoon says, "No." Then they are eating together when Ji-hwan says, "I was holding Kang's hand at that time because she was eating sauce and she has an allergy to sauce. We only meet for work. There is nothing between us besides that." Yoon says, "Okay." After that, when they are both washing dishes, soapy water gets into Yoon's eye. So Ji-hwan is trying to get it out. Just then, they both start looking at each other. All this is being watched by their team members standing outside. When Ji-hwan and Eun see them, they immediately move away from each other. Then Yeon-yu meets Donkey and asks him about Ji-hwan. Donkey says, "I don't know why you people call him bad. He is a very good person." The next day, Lee tells Ji-hwan, "The kitty gang has a deal tomorrow." Lee says, "I hope Yoon-tak doesn't get hurt in this deal. We will have to protect him." Meanwhile, Yoon goes with Hyun-yu to the hospital to meet the children and spends a very good time with them. Then, at night, when Ji-hwan is sitting outside, he sees that someone has dug holes in his garden. Here, Yoon and Hyun-yu come out after playing with the children, and Yoon says, "Today I had a lot of fun with the children." Hyun-yu says, "I also had a lot of fun." After this, Hyun-yu comes to the office and there Cheol has made a list of all the people named Hyun-yu. In it, Hyun-yu finds the name of a person whose name was previously Hyun-yu, but now his name has been changed to Ji-hwan. Seeing this, Hyun-yu understands that Ji-hwan is the boy whom Yoon is looking for. Meanwhile, when Yoon goes home, Ji-hwan gives her the same time capsule. Yoon asks, "How did you get this time capsule?" "This was hidden here by me and a friend of mine." To this, Ji-hwan says to her, "You were ruining my entire garden, so I took out this time capsule and gave it to you." Here, Ji-hwan does not tell her that he is Hyun-yu. Ji-hwan says to her, "Is this very important to you?" Yoon says, "Yes." So Ji-hwan says, "We should leave some memories behind. We should not chase them." On the other side, Cheol tells Hyun-yu, Ji-hwan's childhood was very bad and he is not Taepyeong's real son, and Ji-hwan has no connection with the drug case now. He has left all bad deeds. Meanwhile, Yoon and Ji-hwan are both remembering their childhood memories. Then Yoon takes out the letter from the time capsule, in which it is written that, "Thank you for playing with me." After this, Yoon calls Hyun-yu and says to him, "I have a valuable thing. I want to show it to you. Can you meet me?" Hyun-yu says, "Okay." Ji-hwan, standing outside, overhears Yoon's conversation, and he feels bad hearing this. Then Ji-hwan is sitting somewhere when Lee comes to him and tells him the location of the deal that is going to happen tomorrow, and also says, "You should take the police with you. It can be dangerous there." Ji-hwan says, "No. This could put Yoon-tak's life in danger." Donkey also overhears their conversation. Then Ji-hwan asks Lee, "Do you know Hyun-yu?" Lee says, "Yes, he is a lawyer." Ji-hwan says, "Do you remember the accident from 10 years ago? Because of that, he is misunderstanding me." Lee says, "Then we should tell him everything and clear his misunderstanding." Here, we are shown a flashback of 10 years ago, where Ji-hwan is going somewhere with Lee. Just then, they hear on the radio that Taepyeong is making a deal, and the police have raided there and caught him red-handed. After this, Ji-hwan goes to a hotel. Reaching there, he sends Lee away because Lee had an exam today. Then Ji-hwan goes inside, where Yang says to him, "How can you do this? How can you end the gang?" After this, he also says, "Now you will die here, and after you are gone, everything will be mine." Saying this, he sends his men to kill Ji-hwan. Those men come and start hitting Ji-hwan, so Ji-hwan also hits them back. Then Yang comes there and stabs Ji-hwan. After this, Ji-hwan somehow comes out from there. Outside, he sees a lady lying on the ground, who is injured. Just then, Hyun-yu comes there and he sees Ji-hwan there. Seeing Ji-hwan, he feels Ji-hwan has hit her. Then the flashback ends, and Ji-hwan is sitting outside with his dog and thinking about something. Inside, Yoon is looking at Ji-hwan in the room. Just then, Ji-hwan comes from behind and asks what happened. Yoon asks, "You said that it's better to leave the past behind. What does that mean?" Ji-hwan says, "Some people's past is very bad, so it's better to leave it behind." Saying this, he goes inside. The next day, everyone is waiting for Ji-hwan for breakfast, but Ji-hwan doesn't come, so they are worried. Then Donkey tells them, Ji-hwan has gone for a deal. He will meet Yoon-tak there. Hearing this, everyone gets worried. Then Yoon tells them, Ji-hwan has given me a watch, through which we can find his location. After this, they get in the car and trace his location. Meanwhile, Yeon-yu and Cheol also find out about the deal. so they also go for it. On the other side, Ji-hwan is going, so he calls Lee and asks him, "Have you reported it?" Lee says, "Yes, I have done it." Ji-hwan asks, "Where are you right now?" Lee says, "Behind you." Ji-hwan turns around and sees that Lee is really behind him. Then Ji-hwan stops the car and says to Lee, "I told you not to come here, then why did you come here?" Lee says, 10 years ago too, you sent me away, and then what happened to you? That's why I will not let you go alone." On the other side, Yang is beating Yoon-tak. Then he goes to the window, and Ji-hwan pulls him out. Seeing this, everyone goes towards him, so Lee comes from behind and is freeing Yoon-tak. Then they come towards Lee, so Ji-hwan threatens to kill Yang, so they stop. Then Lee comes out with Yoon-tak, so Ji-hwan tells him, "Take Yoon-tak from there." Hearing this, Lee takes Yoon-tak and leaves from there. After that, one of Yang's men hits Ji-hwan with a car, because of which Ji-hwan falls down and Yang's men catch him. Then they are about to hit him when the police arrive there and arrest everyone and take them away. They also catch Ji-hwan and take him away. When the police are taking them, Ji-hwan's team members come there and see all this. In the next scene, Ji-hwan is at the police station and Hyun-yu comes to interrogate him. Hyun-yu asks, "When the police came there, why didn't you run away from there?" Ji-hwan says, "Just like that." Hyun-yu says, "You informed us and the police about this deal, right?" Ji-hwan says, "Yes." Hyun-yu says, "You are Yoon's childhood Hyun-yu, right? Then why didn't you tell her this? She thinks that I am her childhood Hyun-yu." Ji-hwan doesn't give any answer to this, so Hyun-yu finishes his interrogation, and then Ji-hwan comes out and meets his team members. Yoon calls him, but Ji-hwan leaves without saying anything to her. After this, Lee brings Yoon-tak to Hyun-yu, and Hyun-yu takes his statement. Then Yoon is waiting for Ji-hwan to come home. Ji-hwan comes and says to Yoon, "Do you like me? But listen to one thing of mine. You are just a tenant to me and nothing more, and I don't like you." Saying this, he goes inside. Inside, he scolds the team members, asking why they brought Yoon there. Yoon has nothing to do with all this. Then, he is going towards his room when Yoon comes to him, gives him medicine, and says, "I know you don't like me, but you can at least take this medicine." Then she gives him the medicine and leaves from there. The next day, Ji-hwan goes to meet Yoon-tak and says to him, "Don't do wrong things again." Yoon-tak says, "I will never do such a thing again." Meanwhile, Yoon takes the time capsule and goes to meet Hyun-yu. So, Hyun-yu tells her, "The Hyun-yu you are looking for, I am not him, but I have met him. He is doing very well in his life." Hearing this, Yoon says, "Sorry, I misunderstood you, and for this, I have troubled you a lot." Hyun-yu says, "It's okay." After this, Yoon goes back home. Then Yoon comes home and meets Ji-hwan. He sees the time capsule in her hand and asks, "Where did you take this?" Yoon says, "The one I thought was Hyun-yu is not my childhood friend Hyun-yu, and you were right, we should leave the past behind. So now I am also leaving the past behind, and I am looking for another house. As soon as I find a house, I will leave from here." The next day, when Yoon is ready and comes downstairs, all the team members take her with them to the library and get kids' books for themselves from there, which surprises the people there. Yoon is remembering Ji-hwan's hug there, how Ji-hwan had hugged her. In the next scene, Tae-pyong comes out of jail, so Yang goes to receive him. Lee comes and tells this to Ji-hwan and asks Ji-hwan, "Will you not go to meet Tae-pyong?" Ji-hwan says, "No." Then at night, Yoon brings food for everyone and says, "This is from me to all of you because I am going to leave from here very soon." Hearing this, everyone is shocked. Then, Jae-hwan asks Eun, "Have you found a new house?" Eun says, "No, I am looking." The next day, Lee says to Jae-hwan, "If you hurt your people, you will lose them." Hearing this, Ji-hwan asks, "What does that mean?" Lee says, "Yoon has gone on a blind date today." Hearing this, Ji-hwan is surprised. Meanwhile, Yoon goes on a blind date. There she meets that boy and he is making Yoon laugh a lot. Just then, Ji-hwan also comes there and sits behind them. And hearing their conversation, Ji-hwan is getting angry. Just then, Kang comes there and calls Ji-hwan's name. Hearing Ji-hwan's name, Yoon is shocked. Kang asks Eun, "What are you doing here?" Eun says, "I have come here on a date with this boy." Kang also says, "I have also come on a date with Ji-hwan." Hearing this, Eun takes that boy and leaves from there. In the next scene, Ji-hwan and Kang are in the office, where Kang asks Ji-hwan, "Do you like Yoon?" Ji-hwan says, "Why should I tell you?" Then Kang says, "I can't eat your sauce, but I can at least promote it. So please don't cancel this contract." Meanwhile, Lee and Miho are missing each other. Then, at night, all the team members are beating Donkey, asking, "Why did you send Yoon on a blind date with someone?" Donkey says, "I wanted to make Ji-hwan feel jealous, so I did this." Just then, Ji-hwan comes there and says to Yoon, I don't have any problem with your blind date, but you shouldn't do all this during work time. To this, Yoon leaves, saying, you were also on a date with Kang during work time. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu meets a girl and asks her about Ji-hwan. That girl says, Ji-hwan is a very good person. After my parents passed away, my relatives called him a gangster and treated him very badly, but he still always helped us. After this, Hyun-yu comes out and calls Yoon and asks how she is. Yoon says, I am fine, but why did you call so late at night? To this, Hyun-yu says, I always misunderstood a person, but now I have realized that he is a very good person. The next day, Yoon goes to see a house with a broker, and she likes a house, but its rent is high, so she asks him to reduce the rent. Meanwhile, Lee and Miho meet at a place, where Miho says to Lee, from the first time I saw you, I started liking you. That's why I slept with you that day. But now I don't want to be with a person who calls our love a mistake. Then at night, Yoon is in her room when she gets a call from the broker who has agreed to reduce the rent, and he calls her to sign the contract the next day at 11 o'clock. Yoon then tells this to Ji-hwan, and Ji-hwan gets sad hearing this. The next day, Ji-hwan is only thinking about Yoon. Meanwhile, Yoon goes to meet Hyun-yu. She tells Hyun-yu, I used to live with Ji-hwan before, but now I have found another house and I am going to another house. But I will miss these people a lot because these people are very good. Hyun-yu says, you said it right, these people are really good. Now I have realized this. They are both talking when Jisoo sees them, and he goes home and tells this to Ji-hwan. So Ji-hwan calls Yoon, but Yoon doesn't pick up the call. Hyun-yu is also watching this. Then once, Yoon picks up the call. Just then, Hyun-yu grabs her hand and says, I like you. Ji-hwan also reaches there and he also sees all this. Then Yoon sees Ji-hwan there and frees her hand. Then Ji-hwan sits there and says to Yoon, today is cleaning day, so you come home with me. Yoon refuses. So Ji-hwan looks at her angrily. So Yoon agrees and leaves from there. After she leaves, Hyun-yu says to Ji-hwan, you did all this on purpose, right? Do you like Yoon? But know one thing. If Yoon stays with you, she will always be in danger. Ji-hwan says, I don't need to know from you what I am and what I am not. Saying this, he leaves from there. After this, Yoon goes to Miho's house and eats with their family. Then at night, Ji-hwan is waiting for Yoon when Lee comes to him and asks, who are you waiting for? Ji-hwan says, I am waiting for Yoon. Lee says, Yoon will not come today. She will stay with Miho at her house. She called and told me. Then Lee asks, did something happen today? So Ji-hwan tells him the whole story and also tells him Hyun-yu has proposed to her. Hearing this, Lee says, now you should also propose to her quickly, lest it be too late. The next day, all the team members are sitting and talking that Yoon did not come home last night and now we will have to do something to bring them both together. Here, Ji-hwan thinks of messaging Yoon, but he is unable to do so. Meanwhile, Miho and Yoon are getting ready to come to Ji-hwan's house when Miho feels something. So she does her pregnancy test, after which she finds out, I'm pregnant. Seeing this, she is surprised. Just then, Yoon calls her, so she goes to Ji-hwan's house with Yoon. When they both reach there, everyone is going for a picnic, so they take both of them along. Reaching the picnic spot, a drink spills on Ji-hwan's shirt, so he goes to the washroom to clean it. When he comes out, Yoon is not there. Seeing this, he gets worried and asks about Yoon. Then they tell him that Yoon has gone for a walk outside. Then he waits for her for an hour, but Yoon does not come back. After this, he calls Yoon, but Yoon's phone is ringing right there. Seeing this, he gets worried and goes to find Yoon. Going there, he calls out to Yoon, and then he sees Yoon in front of him. He runs towards her and at the same time scolds her, asking why she came here alone. Seeing him coming towards her so fast, Yoon gets disbalanced and is about to fall, when Ji-hwan comes and catches her, and they both fall down together. After this, Ji-hwan is scolding her, so Yoon says to him, why are you so worried about me? You said that you don't like me. To this, Ji-hwan tells her, I like you. Then Yoon's foot is injured, so Ji-hwan is carrying her on his back when Yoon says to him, I like you too. Hearing this, Ji-hwan is shocked and drops her down. Then he asks Yoon, are you okay? Yoon says, yes, I am fine. Then she kisses him. Seeing this, Ji-hwan is surprised and then he picks up Yoon and brings her back, where everyone asks, what happened to Yoon? So Ji-hwan says, Yoon has a sprain in her foot. Meanwhile, Yang goes to Tae-pyong to show some work, but Tae-pyong grabs his ear and says to him, you can't do a single thing properly. Here, at night, everyone is eating together, but Miho does not eat anything. Then they say to Yoon, now don't go anywhere, you stay with us. Yoon says, okay, now I will stay with you. Then Miho comes inside and is looking for her pregnancy kit because it had fallen somewhere. She doesn't find it in the room. Then she comes to the car and is looking for it when Lee comes there and asks, what are you looking for? Miho says, nothing. Then Lee gives her food and says, eat this. You didn't eat anything there either. But Miho leaves without taking the food. After this, Lee meets Ji-hwan, so Ji-hwan tells him, I have proposed to Yoon, and she has also said yes. Hearing this, Lee is happy for both of them. Then Ji-hwan messages Yoon and calls her to meet outside, so Yoon also comes out to meet him. Seeing her, Ji-hwan remembers the kiss and runs inside. Yoon is surprised to see this, thinking, he himself called me outside, and now he himself has run inside. The next day, everyone comes back. When Jisoo is locking the car, he finds that same pregnancy kit. He is surprised to see it. Then, Yoon calls and asks Hyun-yu to meet her. When he comes to meet her, Yoon tells him, I like someone else. To this, Hyun-yu says, it's okay. Anyway, I am used to moving on. Here, everyone is looking at that pregnancy kit and thinking, whose is this? Just then, Lee comes there, and seeing the kit, he understands, this is Miho's. She was looking for it in the car. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu comes to Yoon's house to drop her off, and Yoon says, from now on, I will stay with Ji-hwan, and please don't be angry with me because of my words. We can at least be friends, right? Hyun-yu says, okay. Then Hyun-yu leaves from there, and Ji-hwan sees him leaving. Then he says to Yoon, I don't like you meeting anyone else. Yoon says, I have refused him and told him that I like you. Hearing this, Ji-hwan is happy and kisses her. The next morning, Yoon wakes up and is thinking about last night, how Ji-hwan had kissed her. On the other side, Ji-hwan is also thinking about the same thing. Then they both get ready and come out. Then, while having breakfast, they are both looking at each other. On the other side, Lee is in the office and is only thinking about the pregnancy kit. Here, after breakfast, Ji-hwan is standing holding Yoon's hand. Yoon says, don't you have to go to the company? To which Ji-hwan says, 5 more minutes. Just then, Jisoo comes there, and he says to Ji-hwan that we should go to work. Ji-hwan says, there is still time. But Jisoo says, we are already an hour late. Hearing this, Ji-hwan goes to work with him. Then, in the office too, Ji-hwan is doing very strange things, so his team members are watching him secretly. Just then, Lee comes there and asks them, what are you people doing here? So they say, we don't know what has happened to Ji-hwan, he is doing strange things. Then Lee sends them away from there and comes inside the office. Inside the office, Ji-hwan is looking for a location to go on a date, but when Lee comes there, he immediately hides the location. After this, Ji-hwan asks Lee, why did you come to the office so early today? If there is any problem, you can tell me. On the other side, Miho is with a child. So Donkey comes there and says, is this your secret child? Miho says, no, I was just playing with him. So Donkey starts talking about Lee, that Lee has been alone since childhood, so he doesn't know anything about relationships. He doesn't understand how to handle his relationship. Here, Lee tells Ji-hwan the whole story. So Ji-hwan says to him, you told me I should tell my feelings to Yoon and not delay. So now you should do the same. You should also tell your feelings to Miho. Then Yoon comes to the shopping mall to get some things for the videos. Then Ji-hwan comes there. Yoon says, what are you doing here? Ji-hwan says, I wanted to see you, so I came here. Then at night, Lee goes to meet Miho and says to her, I want to date you. But Miho refuses him and says, first you said that you made a mistake, so now I don't want to make a mistake by having any relationship with you again. The next day, Yoon makes a video for kids and uploads it to her channel. Ji-hwan watches the video and thinks that I will be the first one to comment on this. As soon as he's about to comment, he sees that Hyun-yu has already commented on it. He feels bad seeing this. Then Miho calls and tells Yoon to look at the comment section of the video she uploaded. When Yoon looks at the comment section, she finds out that Ji-hwan and Hyun-yu have fought in the comment section. In the next scene, all of Ji-hwan's team members go for dinner, and Kang also goes with them. There, Kang says to Yoon, have you started a new YouTube channel? Yoon says, yes. To this, Kang says, but you don't have a studio for this. Hearing this, Ji-hwan says, you don't need to worry about this. We will build it for her. Then Kong is in the washroom, and Yoon also comes there. Kong says to Yoon, I like Ji-hwan. But Yoon says, Ji-hwan likes me, and we are both happy with each other, so don't try to come between us. Then after dinner, Lee goes to meet Miho and asks her to date him again, but Miho still refuses. Then, because of drinking too much, Lee rests his head on Miho's shoulder and falls asleep. So Miho has to take him to her house. When she lays him on the bed, Lee pulls Miho down to lie next to him. Miho thinks, Lee is going to kiss me, but Lee falls asleep there because of drinking too much. The next morning, when Lee wakes up, he sees that he is in Miho's room, so he quickly gets up and leaves from there. In the next scene, Lee calls Ji-hwan and tells him Hyun-yu has been removed from the drug case. Hearing this, Ji-hwan calls and asks Hyun-yu to meet him. When Hyun-yu comes to meet him, Ji-hwan says, I have heard that you have been removed from this drug case. Hyun-yu says, yes. Ji-hwan says, you don't know Taepyeong's power. He must have done all this. Hyun-yu asks, are you still with your dad? Ji-hwan says, no, I have no relationship with him anymore. The next day, Lee comes to meet Miho again, and he has also brought a gift for her mom and dad. Miho's mom and dad are happy with Lee, but Miho takes him outside the house and forbids him from coming again. Lee says, I will keep coming here until you agree. In the next scene, Ji-hwan takes Yoon with him to a room. When Yoon goes there, she sees that Ji-hwan has built a studio for her. She is very happy to see this. Then she comes towards Ji-hwan and is about to fall due to imbalance. Ji-hwan goes to save her, but then they both fall down together and start looking at each other. Then they stand up and Yoon says, "I am hungry." Hearing this, Ji-hwan cooks for her. Then Yoon eats. And after that, they are both watching a movie together, and a kissing scene comes in the movie which makes them both nervous. And then Ji-hwan goes to Yoon to kiss her and is about to kiss her when Lee comes there. Seeing him, they both separate. Then at night, Yoon asks Jisoo about the kitty gang. So Jisoo tells her that when Ji-hwan was young, his mom died. Then Tae-pyong took him with him as his son and included him in his gang. Tae-pyong had told everyone there, "Ji-hwan is my son from now on." Knowing this, Yang, who is Tae-pyong's right-hand man, became Ji-hwan's enemy, and their enmity has been going on since then. Then, Ji-hwan left everything and started a new life, but Yang is still holding a grudge. The next day, Yoon and the rest of the team members go to an NGO to make a donation. They are returning after making the donation when Yoon says to them, "Will you guys go back just like that? Won't you play with the children?" After this, we see that they are all dancing on stage, and seeing their funny dance, all the children are happy. Here, Kong comes to meet Ji-hwan and says to him, "I like you." Hearing this, Ji-hwan clearly refuses her and says, "I like Yoon." On the other side, Tae-pyong is looking at Ji-hwan and Yoon's photograph. Then after a while, Ji-hwan also comes there. There, he is happy to see Yoon playing with the children. After that, Yoon and Ji-hwan sit at a place and talk, where Ji-hwan says, "In my childhood when my mom died, Tae-pyong took me with him and made me like him, and now I have left all that. But they still want me to go back to them." To this, Yoon says, "You don't need to go back. What you are doing now is a very good job." Then, at night, Yoon uploads the dance video from the NGO to social media, and people are leaving positive comments on this video. Seeing this, Ji-hwan's team members are very happy. In the next scene, Yoon and Ji-hwan go for a walk, and there they talk a lot. Then there, Ji-hwan does Yoon's hair. Seeing this, Yoon gets suspicious of Ji-hwan because in childhood, he and Yoo also used to do Yoon's hair in this way. The next day, Yoon calls and asks Yoon to meet her. Here, Ji-hwan goes to meet Tae-pyong. So Tae-pyong says to him, "I am forming a new gang. I want you to work with me in it." Ji-hwan says, "No, I am happy in my work and I will not come back with you people." To this, Tae-pyong says, "You are doing all this because of that girl, right?" Ji-hwan does not give any answer to this. Meanwhile, Yoon comes to meet Hyun-yu and says to him, "You once said that you have met Hyun-yu, so tell me who he is." Hyun-yu asks, "Why are you asking me all this now?" To this, Yoon says, "I think Ji-hwan is Hyun-yu." Hyun-yu says, "Yes, Ji-hwan is your childhood Hyun-yu." Then at night, Lee goes to meet Miho and asks her for another chance. But Miho refuses him again and is about to leave when her foot twists and she's about to fall down. But Lee saves her. Miho says, "You don't need to worry about me." To this, Lee says, "I have been alone since childhood, so I don't know about relationships, how to handle a relationship. I admit that I made a mistake, and now I promise that from now on, I will take full care of you and our child." To this, Miho says, "Then why did you say before that you made a mistake?" To this, Lee says, "Sorry," to her, so Miho forgives him. Then they both kiss each other, and in this way, everything becomes fine between them. Meanwhile, Yoon comes back and meets Ji-hwan. She says, "Did you think I wouldn't be able to recognize you? I have recognized you. I know that you are Hyun-yu. I have searched for you a lot." Saying this, she hugs him. Hearing this, Ji-hwan says, "I have also missed you a lot." After that, they are both sitting in the room, so Yoon asks Ji-hwan, "Why didn't you tell me this before that you are Hyun-yu?" Ji-hwan says, "Because you thought the childhood Hyun-yu was very good, but I had become very bad in between. I thought if I told you that I am Hyun-yu, you would think the childhood Hyun-yu was also bad. That's why I didn't tell you." Yoon says, "You were the best for me before and you are still the best, and now I will always be with you." Hearing this, Ji-hwan is happy. After that, Ji-hwan falls asleep in Yoon's room. The next morning, when Ji-hwan comes out of Yoon's room, everyone is surprised to see him that he had slept in Yoon's room at night. Then, when everyone is having breakfast, Lee tells them, "I am going to be a father." Hearing this, everyone is surprised and asks him, "Who is the girl?" So he says, "She is Miho." Hearing the name Miho, Yoon asks, "Are you talking about my friend Miho?" Lee says, "Yes." After that, they're all sitting together, so they ask Lee, "When did you find out that you were going to be a father?" Lee says, "The pregnancy kit that was found in the car that day was Miho's. Then I found out that I was going to be a father." Here, Yoon goes to meet Miho and says to her, "So much has happened and you didn't even tell me anything." Miho says, "I wanted to tell you, but everything happened so quickly that I couldn't say anything." Yoon asks, "So what about your mom and dad? Do they know about Lee?" Miho says, "They are right behind you. They have heard everything and now they know everything." Then Ji-hwan and Lee also come there. Ji-hwan talks to Miho's mom and dad to get Lee and Miho married, so Miho's parents also agree. After that, they all drink together. Ji-hwan has drunk a lot, so Yoon brings him to his room and lays him down, and is about to leave herself when Ji-hwan pulls her and makes her lie down next to him. Then when he falls asleep, Yoon leaves from there. The next morning, Yoon sees that her YouTube channel has reached 10,000 subscribers. She is very happy to see this. Then she also tells this to all the team members, so they are also very happy to know this. On the other side, Cheol says to Hyun-yu, "If you say so, I can arrange a blind date for you." Hearing this, Hyun-yu thinks for a while and then says yes to the blind date. Just then, Ji-hwan also comes there. Then they all start making a plan against Tae-pyong. They say to Ji-hwan, "If you can somehow get Kwak on your side, then Kwak can give us evidence against Tae-pyong, and through that, it will be easy for us to catch Tae-pyong." Ji-hwan says, "I will try." Here, Yang gives a document to Tae-pyong. So Tae-pyong says, "Our work is now expanding, so we need one more man to run it." Yang says, "I will handle everything." Tae-pyong says, "You can't do all this. I need Ji-hwan for this work." Hearing this, Yang gets angry. The next day, Tae-pyong takes all his men and comes to Ji-hwan's office. When Ji-hwan finds out, he also comes there and says to Tae-pyong, "What are you doing here?" Tae-pyong says, "I will take all this from you very soon." Hearing this, Ji-hwan gets angry and breaks a glass kept there. After this, Tae-pyong leaves from there. In the next scene, Yang says to Tae-pyong, "Ji-hwan meets a girl a lot these days. If we kidnap that girl," Tae-pyong says, "You leave it. You can't do any work properly anyway." Hearing this, Yang gets angry. Then at night, Hyun-yu and Yoon are walking and talking. Yang is keeping an eye on them. Then Yoon goes back alone for some work, and Yang's men come there and start catching her. Just then, Hyun-yu comes there and saves her. In this process, Hyun-yu gets a head injury. Just then, Ji-hwan comes there and, seeing Yang there, he starts hitting him. Then the police come there and catch both of them and take them away. In the police station, both are being interrogated. Ji-hwan says, "These people came to catch my girlfriend." Yang says, "I haven't done anything. Whatever he did, he did." Hearing their conversation, the police check their records and they find out that both of them are gangsters. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu is treated in the hospital. When he comes out, he asks where Ji-hwan is, and he finds out that the police have taken him. Hearing this, Hyun-yu immediately goes to the police station and says to the officer there, "Ji-hwan is not at fault in this. Yang did all this." After this, the police release Ji-hwan. When Ji-hwan is coming out, Hyun-yu catches him and says, "You said that Yoon would be safe with you, but look, they attacked Yoon even when you were there." Hearing this, Ji-hwan is unable to say anything. Then, when he comes out, Yoon comes to him. But Ji-hwan frees his hand from her and leaves from there. After this, he's in the office and thinks about something. Meanwhile, Yoon also comes home, so they say to her, "We will cook for you." But Yoon says, "I don't want to eat, I just want to rest." Saying this, she leaves. The next day, everyone is sitting for breakfast. Then seeing Yoon worried, Lee says, "Don't you worry, I will handle everything." Then he says to Yoon, "The situation here is not good, so you go to Miho's house for a few days." Hearing this, Yoon agrees to go to Miho's house. Then Lee takes Yoon to drop her off at Miho's house. There, Lee says to Miho, "You take care of her." Miho says, "She has lived here for many years. I know how to take good care of her." Then Lee calls and tells this to Ji-hwan as well. In the next scene, Ji-hwan calls one of Tae-pyong's men, Kwak, and asks him to meet. When Kwak is talking to him on the phone, Tae-pyong gets suspicious of him. Then they both meet at a place. Ji-hwan says to Kwak, "If you bring me evidence against Tae-pyong, then I promise you that I will give you a good life." Kwak says, "I will think and let you know." Someone is watching them talking here. On the other side, Hyun-yu goes to the jail to meet Yang and says to him, "If you support me, I can get your sentence reduced." Yang does not agree with him and instead starts laughing at him. The next day, Yoon goes to meet Ji-hwan, but Ji-hwan tells her, "Leave." Yoon says, "Why are you doing this to me? I can't live without you." Hearing this, Ji-hwan also gets emotional and hugs her. Then, he is taking her home to drop her off, and on the way, he says to Yoon, "Give me some time. You'll see, I will fix everything." Yoon says, "Okay." In the next scene, Yang is out on bail. Here he sees a flashback when he had said to Tae-pyong, "How can you give everything to Ji-hwan? I am also like your son." Hearing this, Tae-pyong had told him, "All this will only go to Ji-hwan." Then Jisoo goes to meet Tae-pyong and says to him, "Please don't do anything to Ji-hwan." Tae-pyong says, "I will definitely take Ji-hwan's life." Jisoo begs him, but Tae-pyong doesn't listen to him and catches him and keeps him with him. Then he calls Ji-hwan and asks him, "Let's meet." When Ji-hwan is going to meet him, he calls Hyun-yu and tells him all this. After hearing all this, Hyun-yu immediately informs the police. Meanwhile, Ji-hwan goes to meet Tae-pyong and says to him, "You let Jisoo go." But Tae-pyong says, "I will let him go on one condition, you stay here as my son." Ji-hwan refuses, so Taepyeong says to his men, hit him. Then they start hitting Ji-hwan, but Ji-hwan does not attack them in return. Then Taepyeong comes to him and says, if you don't attack in return, these people will kill you. To this, Ji-hwan says, I will not attack in return, because I have left all this. Then Yang comes there. He is about to stab Taepyeong, but Ji-hwan comes in between and the knife hits Ji-hwan, and he falls to the ground. Just then, Hyun-yu comes there and says to everyone, the police are here. Then the police come there and arrest everyone and take them away. After that, Ji-hwan is brought to the hospital and his surgery is performed. After the surgery, the doctor comes out and tells everyone the surgery was successful, but Ji-hwan has not regained consciousness yet. After that, Yoon says to everyone, you people go home. I will stay with Ji-hwan. Hearing this, everyone goes home and Yoon stays with Ji-hwan. Meanwhile, Hyun-yu tells Taepyeong about all his crimes. So Taepyeong confesses all his crimes and says, yes, I have done all this. In the next scene, Jisoo comes to meet Ji-hwan. Then, Ji-hwan regains consciousness. So seeing this, Jisoo goes to tell everyone. Then he tells this to Yoon. So Yoon comes to the room and sees that Ji-hwan is standing near the window. She hugs him. Then everyone else also finds out that Ji-hwan has regained consciousness, so they are very happy to know this. Then we see a scene from some time later where Miho has had a daughter and everyone is very happy with her. Miho's parents are also there, and they also ask Yoon to get married soon. In the next scene, Yoon comes home and sees that the whole house has been decorated. Just then, she finds a time capsule there. When she opens it, there is a ring inside it. Just then, Ji-hwan also comes there. He proposes to her for marriage, and Yoon says, yes. So Ji-hwan puts the ring on her finger, and then they both kiss each other. And with this, the drama ends here.